Wendy Williams and Diddy Combs haven't been on the best terms over the years. The drama between the pair began in the 90s while Williams spoke out against Diddy on her radio show Hot 97 on multiple occasions. In '98, Williams was fired from the radio show and has maintained a belief that Diddy played a role in.
Well, everybody, the Puffy Combs trial has begun, and, you know, prosecutors are saying that Puffy fired at least one gunshot into the ceiling of the nightclub, which is, like, ridiculous. This whole thing happened back, of course, in December of '99. The comment came during the opening statements, and 3 people were injured during a shooting. Of course, Shine and Anthony Wolf Jones, the bodyguard, will also be standing trial. They're also saying that when the gunshots rang out, now whoever threw the, pulled the trigger, whatever, Puffy ran out of the club so fast and got into the waiting SUV that it wasn't until he got into the truck that he realized that he left Jennifer behind, along with his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf. He just, like, ran. Forget it. That's a true sign of an itch bag, by the way. Leaving his
I thought it was an unpay.
Well, eventually, Jennifer and Wolf made their way to the SUV without Puffy. Right. They ran 11 lights to elude the cops. Supposedly it was Puffy, although people are saying they saw a female hand tossing a gun out the window. And then when the cops stopped them, they found a second gun, of course, in the car. Right. All 4 of the occupants, the driver, the bodyguard, Puffy and Jennifer, were handcuffed and taken down to the precinct. And eventually, Puffy and his bodyguard, Wolf, were overheard talking about their plot to bribe the driver to take the rap for the gun. And Puffy was overheard saying, and I quote, because the prosecutor said this, "I can't go to jail, I'm Puff Daddy." Well, okay. All right, now I'm going to give you a quick, brief breakdown of some of the jurors, and I'll give you the rest on the next down low, or if you call and you express interest about this particular case, I'll chat with you. A white man in his late 20s or early 30s. He's a paralegal at a corporate law firm. He's a college graduate, and he has a favorable impression of Puffy. That's juror number 1. Number 2 is a middle-aged white woman who's retired from print media. She and her husband live on the Upper West Side of New York. They have 2 grown children, a son who works in printing, and a daughter who's a yoga instructor. Okay. That's juror number 2. Number 3 is a white native New Yorker in her 50s who works with autistic children in the city's public school. Oh, no. She lives in Midtown Manhattan with her husband, who's an educator, and their 22-year-old daughter lives in Oregon, where she's working on her master's degree in speech pathology. Juror number 4 is a black man in his 30s. He's a corrections officer in the Federal Detention Center over in Brooklyn. He does own some Puffy CDs.
Wow.
Number 4 is a black man in his mid-50s who works as a commercial tax collector in New York City. He's lived in Harlem for 20 years, and he has a 30-year-old son. And the last one that I'm going to introduce you to now is a black woman in her 40s who works as a peace officer at a public library. She's also been involved in checking departing baggage, from the library. For stolen books. So she's a woman who lives on the right side of the law. Okay. So anyway, those are the 6 of the 12 jurors, and I'll introduce you to the other 12 in the next down low, where I'll also give you some shocking new information about Jesse Jackson, and I got something on Brandy. Be here, okay?
All right, that's what's up. At 6:51, news and traffic is up next. We are the world-famous Dream Team show.
Despite partying ways with the radio station, Williams found success with her talk show, The Wendy Williams Show, which premiered in 2008. During her daytime TV reign, she covered a wide array of Diddy news, including his various legal dramas. The new platform allowed her to continue expressing her opinions on Diddy, further fueling their contentious relationship.
So, Puffy wants Cassie back. He's using it to try to help him, to get support. Cassie posted a photo of herself the other day. Here's the photo. And he commented, "Love you forever." Well, I thought that he was now with a 22-year-old. Puffy posted a picture of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life, and wrote, "If anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. Would that get you? It would get me. Would that get you? It would get me. It would get me. But it depends on what he's done. Why are they broken up? She spent 11 years with him. She's 32 years old. Cassie doesn't have to deal with any of that baby mama drama and all that mess. She's 32, she'll get another. She'll get another. After they broke up, Cassie posted, "F these hoes." So is that implying that he's been cheating on her?
During a 2013 interview with Vlad TV, Williams tiptoed around her firing from Hot 97 and how it revolved around her speculation about the hip-hop musician's sexuality. She suggested that her comments about certain musicians, including Diddy, were controversial enough to lead to her dismissal. The interview reignited public interest in their feud and the events that transpired years earlier.
Kanye and A$AP Rocky recently wore skirts and dresses. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with both?
Yeah.
What do you think of this fashion?
Really? Remember, I am hip-hop.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny how when men get older in hip-hop, they're still, well-respected, well-versed, Kool Herc, you know what I'm saying? And Red Alert and, the legends, KRS-One. You put me in there and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, Wendy's a talk show lady. No. I listened to Big L on the way to work this morning. No, I am familiar with Kanye and A$AP and the kilts.
Right. Well, Kanye had the kilt, and then A$AP had the long dress.
Yeah.
Have you seen the A$AP picture?
Yeah, I'm not down with any of that. I mean, wouldn't be my man.
No.
No.
We brought in Lord Jamar from Brand New because he had made some comments about that.
What did he say?
Well, he talked about the whole feminization of hip hop culture from the 80s on.
I think he's taking the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about how when we were younger, you wear an earring in your left ear, and that was considered straight, and the earring in your right ear, that'd be gay, and then at one point, people started wearing both earrings, and and
then they started wearing girl pants, and then they're wearing jeggings, and then, yes, it's very effeminized, but be very clear, there were lots of homosexuals in hip-hop back in the 80s, too, that was what's worse, hip-hop wearing skirts or hip-hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood that, and denial of something that you shouldn't have to deny, which is your sexuality. So I hear what Jamar is saying, but we come from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time, her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now. So,
do you think now with people like Frank Ocean coming out of the closet, even though he's not exactly a rapper, but he definitely overlaps into the rap community? Mm-hmm. Do you think that we're gonna have a time where it's cool to be a gay rapper?
I don't know, because I still see Frank Ocean as being one amongst many, but one, and that's good, but and then there was the notion of this radio DJ in New York who is in denial, so that just goes to show you how far the homosexual movement within hip-hop and sports still needs to go. It is politically correct to be accepting, but behind closed doors, people are still hating. And Jason, the basketball player, is one, but it will be a long time, I think, before another actively playing in the locker room ball player comes out. And it's unfortunate, but that's where I am, on it. Frank Ocean, good for him. And Jason, good for him.
After interview, various moments stand out, such as when Diddy talks about his son and Wendy makes a quick gesture as if she wants to vomit. This reaction was widely discussed, indicating that the animosity between them might not be entirely in the past. The relationship does not seem to be improving, and many hope that Diddy does nothing to harm the beloved talk show host. Fans and observers remain cautious, watching for any developments that might reignite their feud. The history between Wendy Williams and Diddy continues to be a topic of intrigue, with both parties occasionally referencing their tumultuous past. Visit Dubai sponsored Visit Dubai.